It's Monday and we've had a manic morning already. It's about 11 o'clock. Been an early start, got a few sort of our beginning of the week, Monday morning team meetings with different departments, different people, spearheading different things. We've had a product manager meeting, we've had a meeting with Darren with regards to everything development and automation. Had the full company huddle meeting first thing, which is really good. All hands meetings, strongly recommend doing those if you haven't done them already. They're new for us this year, where we're getting the whole company in 8:30 twice a week, and we're really doing some interesting collaborative things where different people from different departments that wouldn't normally interact are getting to hear what other people are doing. We're sharing our wins, we're sharing our challenges, areas for improvement. It's making a huge difference already. I can already feel it with people looking for improvement that are going to help other people. So really good. We're just about to. Last week we filmed our first product video, which is like a product review of products that are on our website. So we did the Holt bamboo phone stand, if you remember from last week, that's now up on the Totally Branded YouTube channel. And now we're just about to this week we're going to aim to do two. One of them being our A5 printed notepads, so like the tear off paper pads. So we've just got a few samples of different ones we've produced, and we're going to do a little product review, and then Sam's going to chop that up, put it into something nice, and we can put it onto our product pages, so that rather than just seeing a stock image, people can actually understand what's possible, what the pros, what the cons are, and what's actually a little bit more depth on the product with somebody honestly reviewing it rather than holding it up and getting a feel for it rather than just standard image. So yeah, doing that. And then we've got a few more. Monday is normally a very heavy meeting day, so it's just every different person that I'm working with, different direct reports, what's happening, setting the tone for the week, and then we're prepping so that in the other 4 days we all go away and each individual is pushing forward, and then we catch back up a week later. So we call them like lion meetings. So Sam will probably overlay it on the screen, but it's last week, issues, opportunities, and next week. So it's LION, and it's pretty common. It's nothing we've invented or unique. A lot of people use it, but it's the way we sort of do our one-to-one meetings, and we just look at what did we achieve last week, what issues did we come up against, what challenges, what opportunities have we got that's on our radar for this next week ahead of things we can work on to get better than yesterday, and then what are we like in depth going to be, what are we committing to do for next week. So yeah, really good, and that's what we're doing. And then we are going to be out on the road for a little bit. We've got a few days of internal stuff where we're looking at website optimization. That's our big focus at the moment, really trying to get that lead volume up. Since we launched the new site, it's still not quite where it needs to be, so we're working on optimizing that, improving it. There's tons going on, and then we're heading to Coventry this week for our industry awards and the industry expo. So a lot of the team are heading for that. We're going for the evening for the awards, bit of networking. And all in all, we've got a really solid week, but it feels like the tide is turning for us at the moment. There's so many positives happening. The order volumes are still not quite back where we need them to be, but in general, there's so much great stuff bubbling away, and I'm feeling very positive about the next few months ahead. Catch me later, probably won't be, but right now I feel good. So that's what we're up to. Let's go and film this product video. So cool, there's quite a bit on. So should we whiz through last week then?
Speed run it, yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes it's easy to spend loads of time on what's gone, and then we don't leave ourselves a lot of time to look ahead. So I was thinking if we just zoom through this and see what jumps out. Loom for the pen warehouse complete. So yeah, so they're happy.
Generally speaking, all of last week is just stuff that we've chucked on on that list, and I've just run through that list that you've emailed me, and any bonus things that I've done. So like the top half is usually everything we just have on the list. So the pen warehouse, obviously we discussed the pricing issue. I made amendments, made a loop video that went to the team.
Great.
The questionnaire to have the text box to find out what people think. Improvements.
Did that help?
That was implemented. And the actual turn back of that is quite nice. In a way, it's frustrating because I'm getting all these numbers that I'm using for the matrix, but then the text box is like, okay, this can't go into the matrix. This needs to go somewhere else.
So this is almost like feedback on top of that, isn't it? So you've got graph responses.
Then I took all the feedback, and it was just people just very much not pleased, like near paragraphs of people saying what they feel.
Okay.
And I thought, you know what, that is really valuable.
That's so powerful to sit in across a table and slide that across. Yeah. Well, it's also the trends with the comments, because I bet there's some trends with what come out of it.
Absolutely. Tricky to extract that data quickly, but valuable data to look through nonetheless. So I'm really glad that we added that.
That's positive then. Yeah, because that's just going to compound. And then when they're coming in, we've got stuff ready to slide across. We've almost got a bank, and then we kind of revisit this process in maybe 3 months.
Yeah.
So every 90 days, we effectively rerun again. I think that would be really beneficial, actually.
Pen carry, as we discussed, those spec sheets, that was going to be a no-go, not going to happen, and thankfully...
Yeah, that's fantastic. That's really
Darren
good.
Exists, and he's made that happen. Honestly, when he said, yeah, I've started doing it, I was like, you're amazing.
Where we've tried to bring things that have been a frustration in-house. Ralph, stop attention seeking. This is just because he's not on camera. Right, can we stop now? Can we stop? Because I'm trying to video. Okay, wow. Stop. Right, stop it now. Stop. Okay, the end. Right. Right, just go out and see Cody. And take 2. As I was trying to say, what we've tried to do is anything that's become a frustration for us, where we've not been able to find a reliable enough provider to help us in terms of outworking it, or where we've struggled in terms of our customers' deadlines very tight and we want to be able to say yes more than we say no. We've tried to bring that more out of frustration in-house, just so we're not going to be told no by someone. We will make it happen. And obviously that started with our own day shift of production equipment for our most common lines. Then it obviously bled into our night shift that works throughout the night, so that we're always being able to accommodate and turn things around really quickly when other people are having to say no. But I think we've picked something that's so difficult to do, because I now see why manufacturers focus on manufacturing and distributors and kind of agencies and everything focus on the end user, because it's just so difficult to be able to get the whole manufacturing and producing of goods and production running really well and profitable, which is really the key word, which is ultimately what we're all in business to do. But then also get the front end and the customer experience and the design and the customer care and all of the front end user type of things running well as well. And actually you're effectively running 2 businesses, but somehow they're interlinked. And it's really tough, and so you try and spread yourself thin. And I do often think, if we didn't have the manufacturing side and we only had the end user side, or if we only had the manufacturing side and not the end user side, what could we do? What scale could we do? And it does cross my mind sometimes, because it does feel like just as you get one sort of like, we're seeing some green shoots, the other's falling down, and it's just constant back and forward. So I do often question why we do it sometimes, I must admit. But yeah, spending today trying to get under the hood a little bit, just to try, and it's great sitting in meetings and looking at numbers and stats and graphs and going, the trend line's this and this is down, we're up, down, and speaking to the odd few people all the time. But I want to go direct to the people that are running the machines. I want to go direct on the floor, and I want to just watch exactly what goes on, exactly, is there any quick wins that, because everybody's in it so day to day, if I'm coming in and hovering above, like a helicopter, and just analysing the flow and how things are being done and the efficiencies, is there any quick wins that we might be able to get under our belt? Or what do we need to do to try and get this back to where it was, say, a year ago, which was in a really profitable, successful place. But recently it just seems to not be that case, and I don't know if that's because we've spread ourselves too thin, if certain departments are overrun, others aren't, and where we've got to improve. So that's most of today.
Big old lot. Let's use a business together. What, you did a biz dev cut and then they placed a big order? No way.
See?
It's the same.
What, you recognise it from doing the sample one? Bloody hell. How many are you running?
60.
Nice, mate.
From one and sent out.
It's crazy, isn't it? In the all hands meeting on Thursday, got to share that. That's powerful, isn't it? That looks so satisfying to watch. I mean, you probably get bored of watching it, don't you? But when you come and watch
It does still
it's so
amaze me
good.
how well it does.
It's crazy, isn't it? For that tiny little laser beam.
You know, that all detail.
Yeah. So nice. Stunning, really. Do you still have to give them a good clean off?
Sometimes,
Yeah.
Depends if the product needs more power, less speed.
Yeah.
For this one, I've got to specify it so it doesn't actually make a huge record around any of the words, because if it does, it's
Right, okay.
right.
How many of these do we do an hour? Or how long is this one? We do about 15 hours.
It's a 60, so they recommend 1 hour and 5 minutes.
So you've been scheduled an hour and a half on this?
Yeah.
So will it be an hour and a half, or do you think it'll be less?
It'll be like 9, it takes 2 minutes to do 60, so
Yeah. So it's pretty accurate. The schedule is pretty accurate now on this. Alright, I won't hold you up. Nice cups.
Hopefully it's not too big.
What's up? Hey.
No, basically the design just looks a bit big when we're tracing it.
Yeah.
So now I can't do a cover on it, but I'll take the time to do a test and make sure it fits, and then if it doesn't fit, I've
It
got to
looks
get
like it's going to hit the edge.
Yeah. You know when you just kind of want to get going.
Get all that done.
Yeah, because I've proved it all now, but now I'm not doing one and then do a tester and then all that. Hopefully it will fit and then it will be a smooth sailing.
If we had full control and nothing else was standing in our way, what would we do different? I mean, DST in-house,
I think so. I think you
and
need
then
someone
pre-test
doing
it, so someone
yeah.
full-time making the DST and sampling the job before it even comes to bulk.
Because we were saying to Cody, like, ideally that machine should just be like
Solely
DST
that.
testers.
Yeah.
Which, in fairness, when Jack
We
asked
did,
for this,
yeah.
that's what his idea was.
Yeah.
He wanted one. That was why we bought the extra.
Yeah.
Yeah, we discussed it with Cody yesterday.
Like he said, how do you feel if one of you was just pretty much that side and then one of you this side? Where you're working
So in an
along? I
ideal
think it would
world,
benefit in the
I
long
would learn
run.
DSCs, I'd do DSCs here, I would have a chance to test them, do
So
everything.
you're sort of like
that
prepping everything, and then
Yeah.
you're
She
running
get my
the
stuff
so
ready,
that
my
every
treads,
time
I'm
he
just literally
knows
like going.
every single job she gets
Yeah.
to is absolutely ready to
Yeah.
go. You can,
Yeah.
you've got that security of
Yeah.
it's just good, you push the button, you haven't got to worry about it.
I
'Cause
think,
all
I think it's the only option.
I
I
think
think
so.
so.
But the thing is, we haven't got anything to lose, have we? It's
No.
causing stress. Like profitability-wise, it's not working now.
No.
And from your point of view, it's stressing you out, and it's causing grief, and it's
Yeah.
causing stress all around. So it's not working. I mean, the finance on it alone is just. I had a look last night, £2,100 a month just for the fit. And then you look at it and you go, right, okay, obviously wage-wise, and you've got two wages on top. Then you've got the square foot contribution. Then you've got the processing difficulty. So you think, and I had a look last night. Not to put a negative spin, because you two are amazing. But I was looking at it last night. and I was like, we've got to put more through.
Oh yeah.
But then it's all well and good sitting in my office and going, right,
Yeah,
put
yeah.
more through. But then you come down, you're like, yes. Like, every
Yeah.
time
I
you're
know.
like, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
You can only do, we're only human.
Yeah.
But then it's in those little wins, like what you just said, of like, if we just zoom out and be like, well, actually, if this machine just never had to stop.
Yeah, this is going all the time.
Actually, that would pay for
Yeah.
itself in seconds,
Yeah.
but also make you to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Because if it was just roll, so it's literally win.
Yeah.
I never thought rolling pumped a lot of waste, but looking at it now we're tracking it with your system you made. Like Oxton chargers, my God, we're putting like 13% of the amount we're making in the bin, and they're like £5 a go. What did you want me to sign off? You asked me yesterday to sign off a jig, didn't you? To order. So this is the new pen jig
So
for the curvy pens.
what I want you to sign off, so you see this base plate, I'm
Yeah.
happy that works, confident,
Yes.
right? I want to get that in 5 machines, because
Yeah.
that base plate allows you to do the bigger stuff,
Yeah. You've had no issues at all?
Not one. The only thing I had to
Night shift haven't reported any issues?
No, I've asked.
Yeah.
The only thing I had, which was the trolley coins, which was the overlap, but I knew about that when I did it.
Yeah.
I just trimmed it off on the laser and now it works fine.
So yeah, been spending a productive morning in production, just trying to find ways to find little efficiencies and little things, and it's so nice and actually refreshing to spend time with individual teams and the operators, because they've got so many great ideas of just such easy, quick wins of things we can change that really aren't a big deal, and little things and that would just make a monumental difference. But just trying to create that culture where people feel empowered to vocalise that more without me needing to go and champion it. But got a list. I've had the Apple Notes up on my phone, just getting a list of quick wins, quick things that we can change, implement, invest in. Systems, processes, people that I need to go away and talk to make headwind with this. Going to be down here for a few more hours and really get under the nuts of it, and I'll have a good strong action list then to go away and enforce change for the better, so that we can be better than we was yesterday. And hopefully, I think the key word in here is efficiency. If we can just get everything more efficient, running more efficiently, processes, systems, I think we might start to turn the tide in terms of the profitability of this, so hopefully we'll be good. Got this new task board that we started putting together. It's early doors yet, but it's just that having that visual control of like daily stock. When it's green, it's completed. So like a visual thing in the office, the scheduling office, what's got to be done, and once they turn round the green, it means it's been completed for that day. The night shift handover sheet at the moment, it's not been done. Ideally, before we leave, we know in the green we're done, and it's a visual control which will just help if somebody in the main office is off and somebody else comes in who's covering. You've got all your tasks for that day up there in front of you. It's very easy. Red, no, we've not done it. Green, God, yes, that's done. And if it's red, it needs somebody, no matter who, if somebody's off or not, it needs to be done. So we're just in the process of making this. We're going to try and finalise it a bit later on, but we're just splitting it between the day shifts, daily tasks, the night shifts, nightly tasks, things that need to be done on a weekly basis by the office, and then the odd few things that need to be done on a monthly basis. And we're just trying to make that just visual control, just help improve things. When everything's fiery, not having to rely on it all being up here. It's just like a process that even I can come in for the day and be able to work in here if I needed to, and I know everything that needs to be done that day in order for things to run smoothly. So that's where we are. Going to crack on, spend the rest of the morning, get under the hood, try and make some real meaningful progress, get better. That's what we're doing.
Please continue to hold.
It's Friday. No, it's not.
Thank you for continuing.
What day is it? It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday, and we're still on hold to HMRC. No joy yesterday. Just kept getting cut off. Takes me for a series of questions and then just cuts the line. Trying again. I've been trying. It's about 10:30 now, Wednesday morning. I've been trying since about 8:15 this morning to no avail. Absolutely driving me nuts now. But yeah, we stay positive. So we're in a bit of a bind with this, because that original amount, the 12,000 that's owed, we've still not received that money, our cash flow now. So long story short, my colleague's been in touch and he's left me a note, but he's off today. But obviously, as we're so desperate for this money now, I needed to get involved myself. Long story short, we were originally told the money was coming, and then it showed in our business account as pending, and says next to it that a cheque was issued on the 2nd or 3rd of January. Well, we've checked everywhere. If somebody sent you a cheque for £13,000, we would know, and we categorically don't have that cheque.
The value, I guess, doesn't matter when the average value. It doesn't really matter when the job was created.
No, because it's just a certain. It's only about the value of the jobs. Because if we say we opened a business today and we opened for one day. Yeah, because like shops in retail, they're always trying to push their average customer value up. Like if you go into Costa, they want to upsell you the croissant. They don't care about. It's more about what are the average person coming through the shop today has spent. So I think actually the average order value is quite important to track, just really, I mean, day to day, month to month.
Yeah, so I think, thinking about it again now, you're right.
Because that goes back to what we said last month about, do you remember when we said if it ain't got 200 quid in it, gross? Yeah. So we know therefore anything below sort of 680 quid, 700 quid order, really, that means we've not been profitable in respect. So on a daily, I'm almost like, well, what was the average order today? Yeah. Like, it's not so much about how much we've took, it's like average, how much was each head that placed an order with us worth today, and was it a profitable transaction? Yeah. So I think that one, so I think we pull that through, average order, we pull from Zigger as you've got already, which I think works.
Do you want to know how much credit and how much cash?
That's what I'm thinking. Cash in might be a really nice. I mean, obviously, I can always go through to Trev and go, "What's the bank like?" But it's nothing more. It's better than day to day to go right. Oh, we had, because it may be that if both of them are on that email and you go, "Oh, well, it says we've invoiced 300, but only 100's come in," because it might be a loads of, because that would give you a sign that, oh shit, we're getting bigger and bigger customers, but actually that's putting us in a hole because they're all on 30-day terms. So that could actually be something really important for us to track. So remind me, this is
for managing a back order. So this is once we've advised that it's on back order.
Yep.
How regularly do we check in on it? How regularly do we update? So just an update on this. Still no date. Blah, blah, blah. There is a date. There isn't a date.
For me,
as soon as it comes in, I know what you're going to say. As often as possible.
No, I mean, if I was to put a number on it, I would just say, on the new production board, the physical one in their office, on the weekly task board, all I would say is once a week, an email update on back orders, which is one card that just somebody has to do once a week, and you turn it over. For me, that's it.
I've asked them to keep on writing it out on the whiteboard, because last time we was having trouble with on hold. We had a load of things, and I made them write it out on the whiteboard, but word by word. I've not had another one since.
I think, do you know what? I think it doesn't need to be much more complicated than that. Yeah. So you could do a little flow chart, but really all it is just make a card.
That I'm going to do a process flow chart, because they're obviously pulling around.
They're literally, I can tell you now, I don't need to brainstorm. It is literally as simple as they have a reminder every week on their task board, on their weekly, to do a back order check, and it has to be, so once a week. There isn't a set day that has to be done, but it does happen once a week. And then someone within the office will then do a back order update, so they'll contact any of the wholesalers and then provide an email update to the processors, who will in turn update the customer on just, even if it is just, hi, your order remains on back order and is still scheduled for this date. Literally as simple as that. I witnessed it when I was there on my shadowing day. I witnessed that job, what they did was, which is going to cost even more than the hoops, the proof said it needed to be 100 mil wide, right? Because because they couldn't do it. They didn't check the client, nothing. They took it upon themselves and they just shrunk it to 90 mil. And I watched it, right? So that will come back to bite us but they said, well, what do you want and I totally get it. They're like, well, if we don't, it ain't going out. Yeah. So the customer hasn't got a choice, because we're stuck between a rock and a hard place. So the minute I saw it, I went, invest in the hoops, just get them done. So Sarah, DST scheduled in to be learning. I think that is so critical that she moves into that as quickly as possible. So not just DSTs, but her role is like the water spider for embroidery. So we are wrapping up another week. It's been a good one, actually. I think that might be 2 fairly positive weeks on the trot, all in all. So things are looking up. It's been a good week. Really pushed forward with our new automated data dashboards for all of our key business metrics. Darren's so close. We set a goal at the beginning of January that we would have that software all set up, finished and rolled out on screens across the business by the end of Jan. So not only am I getting a morning KPI report 6 o'clock every morning on the previous day and month to date where we position are, but also the teams are visually seeing all their key metrics, because I do believe what isn't measured isn't managed, and I think that goes all the way, not just at a management level. I think it goes all the way from top to toe. We all need to be looking at waste, downtime, profitability, efficiency in every area every day, and trying to get better than we was yesterday. So pumped that that's nearly there. Loads of website improvements this week. Me and Sam spent good ton of time. We managed to get 2, which is a record, although they're not fully edited yet. We've managed to film 2 product review videos ready to go up on the website next week. Our leads are up, our volume of orders that are coming in are up, our average order value is looking stronger as each day goes by. So, you know, the conversations I had at the beginning of the week with the team, we're already seeing evidence that that's been taken on board and it's working. Spent some great time in production, made some difficult decisions with regards to discontinuing some SKUs, but it was a really insightful day. Had a meeting with Cody to wrap my viewing day up, and we've got some really meaningful action to take that's going to make positive change for the teams and our customers, so I'm excited. But yeah, last week I had some messages and comments say that people like the questions, the Q&A, so I grabbed a couple. One of them was a comment, and the other 2 that I grabbed were some questions that people had been sent to my personal inbox. So Jade asked, how do you find prioritisation when there's so many things you could spend your time focusing on each day? That's a good question, Jade. I'm not sure I know the answer. I set at the beginning of every year annual goals and then shorter term goals, and I break them down into quarterly, so 3 monthly, and then monthly with targets that are going to align me on the longer term vision, and then the annual plan. I just break it into smaller chunks, and then I make sure that although I will get pulled off from pillar to post to deal with fires, as I call them, and support people, in the main, I mostly just revert back. So every morning with a coffee, I will look over the monthly goals and the metrics. My 90-day frame on my desk is a huge part of that, because that's like all the detailed things and where I want to be in 90 days. So whenever I feel like I'm swaying from that, I pull myself back in, and I try and spend, you know, more of my day working on things for tomorrow rather than, you know, the today, and let the wider team take care of the today, so I can push us forward to build for a better tomorrow. So it is tough. There's always going to be a part of you that needs to deal with the fires and that, but I just try and be really strict and aggressively protective of my time in not getting sucked into having meetings for the sake of meetings, or just spending time getting involved in things that aren't going to push us forward. And I let my team deal with the day-to-day so that I can build a better place for us all tomorrow. Hope that answers that question, Jade. And I might learn, as I'm maturing a bit, I might learn a bit more of the reasoning on how I prioritise, but I just kind of take each day as it comes to an extent, but then just revert back, and that's what pulls me in. Barcy said, please don't stop uploading. This is an inspiration. Thank you, Barcy. I really appreciate it. I have been a bit on and off in the past, but I'm really loving having Sam helping me, and it's become a much more enjoyable process. And I think we're capturing more reality, to be honest, rather than me propping up the camera. So thank you for that. Thank you for the support. Last one very quickly. Jacob said, you have mentioned your production system in the last few episodes, and I'm really curious to know, did you go for an out-of-the-box solution, or did you build one yourself? We have tried so many, including Deco, but haven't managed to find one that solves all of our issues. Yeah, we've tried numerous. We did try, funnily enough, Deco as well, and we used that not so much for our production management, we used it more for the website. We've flirted with a few other different providers, but none of them really ticked the box for us. We were kind of butchering Monday.com for 2 years, and that did work on a small scale. So if you're doing a small scale production facility like an Etsy type business or anything like that on a lower scale, we found Monday.com really worked. More than happy to, if anyone needs help on it, more than happy, drop me a message. Happy to help and show you our templates and how we used it. But we actually instructed developers and we built our own in the end, because we have the scale now where we felt it was appropriate, and actually the downtime and efficiency that, you know, we were losing because of the bottlenecks of this system and not being able to schedule and gauge our capacity planning correctly, we just had to go bespoke. It's not been without its hurdles, trust me. The team would more than tell you that, but we feel like we're coming out the other side of it. But we went bespoke, but I wouldn't recommend doing it straight away, because it's not the cheapest way to do it by any stretch, and it's really got to warrant it. And it's like when we built the new website, it really needs to be managed. So if you're bringing outside developers in, they really need that initial discovery time to understand everything, so there's no surprises further down the line. But yeah, hope that helps. If you've got a question or you know, anything you wanted to say, really appreciate it. Really helps the likes and the comments in us trying to build and grow the channel. So thank you for the ongoing support, and I hope you're enjoying the videos. See you next week.